Good evening, Fever and Caitlyn Clark fans. So this is Thursday night, and it's late. It's quarter of 11, and I'm not making this video because I actually have the day off tomorrow, which is a rarity in my life right now. So what we are not going to talk about again tonight is the CBA, because I don't want to talk about that tonight, because there are other things going on that I think we should touch on, okay? Number one, because it's a bit on the exciting side, and number two, to dispel a myth. All right. So I'm going to share my screen here before we show some Caitlyn Clark highlights. Actually, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in Miami. So hang on. Let's show you something here. Okay, ignore that. Ignore all of that. Okay. Let's take a look right here. There is Caitlyn Clark hanging out with her girls, Aaliyah Boston and Lexi Hull in Miami. And this has, of course, fueled speculation that Caitlyn Clark is going to play for Unrivaled. But that's not what's happening, okay? That is not what's going on here. She's spending time with her friends from the Fever in Miami, because they're not playing. They were not playing a game today, okay? There was no competition in Unrivaled today. So, no, even though Unrivaled would love to have Caitlyn Clark, she is not playing in Unrivaled. She's hanging out with Aaliyah and Lexi, okay? But bigger than that is this. Here we are at the University of Miami, and Caitlyn Clark is working out with the Fever squad at the same time. You can see the rest of the players here. There's some additional players. I believe that's Stephanie White right there. And the fact is that, let's stop right here. Okay. We saw some exciting pictures. Once again, let's look there. Caitlyn and her girls. Caitlyn with the Fever squad, because we are going to dial this back in 2026. So the fact of the matter is that Caitlyn Clark is working on her Team USA chops for the March competition, and she has been working out with the Fever training squad all this time, while people have been making snide comments about how she's not working on her game and all this other stuff because she was doing an NBC show. She did one show, okay? One show. One Sunday night show, and she's doing another one in March, the end of March, the 29th, I believe. Okay? But the rest of the time, Caitlyn Clark has been working on her Team USA chops for the FIBA qualifying round, which will be played in San Juan, Puerto Rico, in just 27 days. She will be back on the court with Aaliyah Boston. And that is what is going on in the world of Caitlyn Clark's basketball career right now. All right. So, no, as much as Unrivaled would love to have her on the squad, she is not participating this year. She stated at the beginning of the break that she was going to be working on her game, that Team USA was her priority. Caitlyn Clark is a player who sets priorities. And then she goes out and gets them. Okay. That's where we are. Okay. Now, I said I wasn't going to talk about the CBA, but a couple of words here. There's a lot of speculation about the fact that Breanna Stewart is signed with EuroLeague. That being a sign that there wasn't going to be a 2026 season. That's not necessarily true. The fact is that we don't know that yet. Do we think it might be pushed back a little, delayed? Yeah, we could see that. Yep, we could. There's a lot of chatter out there. Adam Silver has spoken out that we're getting to end game here. And honestly, both sides need to come to the table here and get something done. Because ultimately, the only thing that really matters, and Caitlin Clark is right, is putting the product on the floor in 2026. Because that's what people want to see. All right. Um, and that's really where we are. There has been also chatter, and I know this has been done in the NBA. All right. And, I don't know that there's any validity to this. I've got to look deeper into it, and I will. That they're talking about an all-star game strike. Um, we have a season, of course, obviously. We have an all-star game. There's been chatter out there about maybe they will do an all-star game strike. I mean, there was one, I believe, in the NBA, as a way of trying to push for their ultimate goals. All right. So there are all kinds of things that could happen, and nobody really knows what will happen. All right. Um, but we do know that uh, Caitlin Clark is in her own way exerting pressure on both sides to get something done. And hopefully that will happen. So, you know, I I don't like to bring up unpleasantries, but I just want to say that uh, I don't know how many people go back and look at the comments that are on the videos, but I look at the comments and I respond to those comments. And I know some people go back and look, but I know a lot of people don't. But one thing I just want to reiterate is that I don't need um people telling me what I should be doing and what I should be talking about on my video channel. Okay. This is a Caitlin Clark, by and large, a Caitlin Clark video channel. Okay. It is a fan channel. All right. It is an Indiana Fever fan channel. Okay. Um, and somebody commented that we don't need to see Caitlin Clark's college highlights. Well, sorry if you don't think you need to see Caitlin Clark's college highlights, but I enjoy watching all of Caitlin Clark's highlights because, in fact, Caitlin Clark redefined women's college basketball. Caitlin Clark, in fact, put Iowa women's basketball on the map. And Caitlin Clark herself stated that they were from Iowa and no one took them seriously. They were the greatest number two ever. Okay. In response to the accusation or the allegation or the insult that she hasn't won a national championship, which she did not. But many great players haven't. And another guy who never won a collegiate championship was Larry Bird. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. He's my GOAT when it comes to the NBA. So let me just say that I will play Caitlin Clark college basketball highlights whenever I feel like it. And, if you don't want to tune in, you don't have to. Okay. Because I'm ultimately not here to get 10 million viewers. As I've said before, I am here for my own pleasure. I am looking for like-minded souls. I am not monetized. I'm not interested in monetized. I don't have any merch to sell. That's not where I am. And so we shall continue on the way we will continue on. But be that as it may, we have some highlights tonight that come from, lo and behold, I hope, whoops, but maybe not. Hang on. Because once again, technology has driven me to the depths of despair. But hang on a second. It won't be long. We're going to try to get this back. I do have some WNBA highlights, but hold on. Hold on. Okay. Can't do it that way, but maybe we can do it this way. Hang on a minute. Okie dokie. Don't you go away, folks. Oh, look at that. Here we go. And this is Caitlyn Clark recording 24 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds, a triple-double versus the Los Angeles Sparks from 2024. So this is rookie season stuff. But it really doesn't matter because, it's Caitlyn Clark. So here we go.
Fever take the floor for the first time since clinching a playoff spot against the Los Angeles Sparks tonight. Led by the vision of Caitlyn Clark, the defense of Lexi Hull, and the shot making of Kelsey Mitchell. The Fever try to keep
the big three, folks,
going here tonight. Can't let Indiana get out of the break. Can't let Kelsey Mitchell get going because she has been phenomenal in the last 7 days. Clark, step back, hits a three. Caitlyn Clark looking to push the pace. Clark chewing off the moves. Clark all to the rim, just couldn't finish. Clark with the hesitation. Clark gets inside and lays it in. Instead of turning it over, Indiana playing downhill right now, coming off the timeout, and I'm looking for them to keep going to Aaliyah Boston in that matchup inside. Clark stepping back on the baseline, knocking it down for the mid-range. It's a beautiful mid-range, step back, off 1 foot. Clark on the bounce, not just charging inside and finishing. It's a great read. Mitchell trying to get this Indiana offense kick-started. That'll help. Kelsey Mitchell. 14 times this season, she's been over the 20-point mark. Clark, good feed into Boston with deep position and lays it in. Always a learning laboratory when you're in the gym with these coaches in the W because they work so hard at their schemes and they work hard at putting their personnel in the right spots. It's really fun to be in another team's practice in the league. Oh, Clark, beautiful find to cutting Boston. There's that blitz. That's the way I want to start. Kurt Miller has his team blitz, and it results in Aaliyah Boston hitting away. Stay out there. Put your name Caitlyn Clark, give it up. Clark with 9 points, 7 assists here so far. Clark crossing over and dropping a three. Caitlyn Clark, so smooth. Oh, and it's Clark.
Oh!
Clark off to the races. Sims giving chase. She won't get there. Clark looking for more. Clark off the screen, bounces for Buxton. Clark being watched by Nurse. Clark on the drive. Clark hangs and banks it home. Out to Clark. Clark on the fake. Clark on the drive. Behind the back to Boston. Extra pass. It's Wheeler. The highlight reel. Clark trying to answer. You bet. So good. Boston spinning inside, right around McDonald. Beautiful move. Clark lobbing inside. Oh, difficult pass. Somehow got it there to Boston. She was blocked underneath. Watch out quick, Aaliyah. Clark, step back. Hits a three. And Mitchell knocks that one away. Here comes Clark going the other way. Clark going the
Oh!
Boston on that run. Here comes looking for a 10th assist. Gets reinforcements. Melissa Smith is fouled. Near sellout crowd on their feet. Mitchell, shot clock down to 5. Doesn't like it. Boston. Mitchell. Hull gets inside, and another impact play late here from Lexi Hull, who's fouled. An offensive rebound. 2 huge free throws as Lexi Hull continues to shine here in year number 3. Nurse off the screen, bouncing for Hamby. Too far behind her. Clark got a piece. She'll be credited with the steal. Miller elected not to foul here. I like the strategy. Play D, get the rebound, push up the floor. Call timeout and advance the ball. Boston, shot clock down to 3. Drives her way inside. Muscles to the rim. It's up. It won't go. Clark pulls it down, and this building knows what that means. Kelsey Mitchell's going, what happened? Oh, it's a triple-double for Caitlyn. What a reaction by Kelsey. Well, how about the knowledgeable fans in this building? They
You know,
out of their seats
hold
like
on.
it's a game winner.
You know, I'm just going to say this. People who spend their time, I'm in the frozen zone. I don't know what that is, but okay, there we go. The people who spend their time disrespecting Kelsey Mitchell for absolutely no reason at all, other than their own, I don't know, twisted sense of what basketball is all about, uh, befuddle me. And uh, the fact that honestly, Caitlyn Clark, had by all accounts the greatest rookie season of any player in the history of the WNBA, quite frankly, um, is amazing to me. And, you know, I have to say that I have been, because I've defended Kelsey Mitchell as a starter, that I have been anti um, Lexi Hull and anti Sophie Cunningham. Please stop it. Okay. I have been the person who has been saying all along that the Indiana Fever need to have as their core. I'm going to say it again tonight. Caitlyn Clark, all right, the floor general, okay? Aaliyah Boston, the next great big in the WNBA, okay? Lexi Hull, a great two-way player and a defensive animal, okay? Sophie Cunningham, versatile. She can play forward, small forward, and guard. And Kelsey Mitchell, okay? They need those five core players back. And of course, they will have Michaela Timpson because she signed. She's under a rookie contract. So she is theirs for 3 years, okay? Now, I have also said they get to protect five players. We know who those five players are. Now, Sophie Cunningham coming back is as much on Sophie Cunningham as it is on the Fever. Okay? Does Sophie Cunningham want to come back? Will there be other teams going after Kelsey Mitchell? And I will say this again. Kelsey Mitchell was a number 2 pick in the WNBA, and over a 6-year career, she has consistently averaged 17 points per game. She's not going anywhere if the Indiana Fever can prevent that. And she is not going to come off the bench, nor should she. She plays great with Caitlyn Clark. They get along. I don't care if they don't hang around after work. Okay? That's not what matters in the game of basketball. What matters in the game of basketball is that they're all on the same page, right? And that they have cohesiveness and chemistry on the court. Okay? And they have that in spades. Okay? Caitlyn Clark and Kelsey Mitchell are in sync. Caitlyn Clark wants Kelsey Mitchell back. Okay? And that's where I'm standing. I'm standing on that. So that's where we are for this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will put it in the description of this video, and I will be back tomorrow with a new video. And I am going to try to dig a little bit deeper into where we are with the CBA. As I've said, I mentioned Adam Silver having his say. I've mentioned Breanna Stewart signing with EuroLeague. Do I think that means there's going to be no season? No, I don't. I don't believe that EuroLeague is in any way playing at the same time as the WNBA. So we'll talk about all of that tomorrow. You guys have a great night.